Hello, my beautiful people. It's Monday, which means it's time for a brand new episode of your favorite podcast, Chiquis and Chill. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I actually love Mondays. I know a lot of people don't because it means the weekend is over, but I really like Mondays because it's a fresh start, and I love fresh starts. Today, we're talking about a topic that was inspired by a listener named Tony. He left a voice note for us on Dear Chiquis, asking me about my thoughts on Latino toxic culture, specifically when it comes to comparing and contrasting family members. And since this is something I've personally experienced and something I've tried to put a stop to in my own family, I thought it would be a good idea to do a longer episode on this topic because I do have quite a bit to say about it. Let's start with my personal experience, guys. As a Latina, as a public figure, as an entrepreneur, as a daughter, a sister, a friend, I have felt the sting of being talked about, compared, and torn down, not just by strangers, but sometimes by people in my own community. I've heard and I've read comments like, ¿Quién se cree? She thinks she's all that. Se está colgando de la fama de su mamá. Seguro se acostó con alguien to get there, the whole thing. Or ya se olvidó de dónde viene. Like, I have heard so many different things, guys. I have felt it, and I know I'm not alone. And sometimes the hardest battles aren't with outsiders. They're with our own people. And that kind of pain, it cuts different. I'm trying to figure out where to start because I don't want to make anyone look bad. But this whole idea also, like after listening to Tony's question on Dear Chiquis, also has been something that I have kept within and have only talked to people that I absolutely trust. But I've noticed with a lot of Latina influencers how there's like this competition or like this mean girl like group and they expect you to support their stuff, but when it comes to them supporting your stuff, they don't. And I'm talking about me, my stuff, because I am not one to just talk. I am about my people. I am one to always support small businesses, whether they're Latino or not, especially Latino women, small businesses, women-owned businesses. And I love to see other Latinas grow. And I've been in the game for a long time. And if you guys go back on my YouTube page, on Chiquis Online, I have videos in 2000, oh my gosh. I was living at my mom's house in Encino in 2009, 2010. I can honestly say I was one of the pioneers in the influencer space. It didn't have a label then, but I was sharing all my secrets. I would even call it Chiquis Secrets or Chiquis Approved. And I would share things that work for me. And they could be fajas. It could be a self-tanning thing. Like I did so many of them. I was thinking about it the other day. And anyway, then I went into becoming a singer. And apparently or supposedly you can't do both. It's one or the other. And if you're an influencer, quote unquote, you can't be a respected singer. I've broken all the rules. I've bent them. I've been like, no, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. All this to say that since I know what it's about, and I wasn't getting paid then, I was on YouTube and I wasn't making a lot of money. Like I was just like wanting to share. Like I've always wanted to share everything, like, like my personal experiences and just everything that works for me. I feel like I'm not a gatekeeper. And I've noticed that now it's different. Sometimes I feel like certain influencers think they are better or bigger or more famous, or they think that they are, like more than an artist. Like I not me in particular, like I really don't care. It just makes me sad that instead of coming together and making the Latino community and highlighting each other and uplifting each other, it's like a one-way street, and it's not cool. And it's sad because I feel like God has given me this platform to help other people. And I really truly believe in sharing the blessings because it's paying it forward. It's an energy. It's an energy exchange, guys. And the reason I'm bringing this up because this just recently happened with my book. I helped out a certain influencer. And again, I have a lot of love and respect for her. And I'm not going to say her name. It's not necessary. But she personally reached out and said, hey, I'm coming out with so-and-so product and I want to send it to you. And I was like, oh, of course. She sent it to me. I posted it and I was happy to post it. I loved what she sent me. She did that twice. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. She did it twice. I'm not going to say more because I don't want you guys speculating or trying to put things together. It's not important. The important part is how we are going to heal this because it's not cool. Anyway, I did it. I supported her with her brands wholeheartedly. She didn't ask me to necessarily. But when it came around, and I never do this, guys, it's hard for me I feel like people should do it out of the kindness of their heart. But since she had already asked me and reached out personally, I thought, okay, well, my book is coming out. She has kids. I'm going to send her the book because it makes sense. I'll send her a little PR package. I asked for her address. I sent it to her. And that was a month ago. And she hasn't posted it. And that's fine. I don't need her to post it. Thank God it did well. It's the principle. And I think, why? Why? And this is not the first time it happens. And it had me thinking, am I the problem? And here I go back to these like toxic things that we were taught and that were instilled in us. And I was like, wait. I'm not going to let this affect me in that way. I know who I am. I know where my heart is. That's not a me problem. That's a them problem. And it's none of my business. I have to just out of mind, out of sight and just say, okay, cool. Now I know. Now, am I not going to support her next thing? I don't know. I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there. But I will tell you, I'm not going to necessarily forget that because it wasn't like, it's a children's book. It's something beautiful. It's not like a product. Like I understand they can't post certain things because I'm not paying them, and they have other brands that they need to prioritize. But this is a children's book and you have kids. So it just made me sad and it got me thinking about this question that Tony sent us. And I'm sure you guys know the story of the cangrejos, which are crabs in English, right? That if you put them in a bucket and one's trying to get out, another crab comes and pulls it down and doesn't allow it. And I feel, unfortunately and very sadly, I have noticed, especially in my industry as a singer, instead of helping each other rise and that little like crab helping the other crab get out, because then hopefully it's like a chain effect, or a domino effect, should I say, a domino effect, we pull each other down, either by actions or words or talking bad. And I'm not even going to put myself in that because I'm not like that. And I do my best not to. Like, I'm not going to say we, but I have seen in the Latino community and I have experienced that you make it to a certain point, and instead of saying, damn, that person came from nothing and made it there, that's tight. Heck yeah, that's awesome. It's more of like, oh, no, ya se cree mucho. No, hombre, ya se le olvidó de dónde vino. They're not like about it anymore. They're lost in the sauce. And mind you, it does happen. I've seen it, but it's not with everyone. And I think we could say, hey, if someone made it to that point and they're able to buy themselves that $300,000 car, that's tight. Hey, I wouldn't necessarily do that with my money, but hey, if that's what they want to do, that's tight. Like they made it out of the hood or out of the barrio, whatever you want to call it. And I've noticed that. And it's not only with that, guys, it's also in family. It's, you can't be better than me. You can't accomplish more than I've accomplished. And it should be the complete opposite. I want my little sister, Janica, to be better than me. I want my little sister Jackie to be better than me. And I think that's how parents should be as well. And it's not always like that. And I kind of experienced it with my mom in certain ways. And I think it was more subconscious from her part. And I saw that in my family a lot. And this is a very delicate subject because obviously my mom's not here to defend herself. I think my mom was going to support my career as a singer. And I know the part of her as a mother was trying to protect me and said, look, that's not the kind of career I want for you because I know how hard it is. And she was right. In our genre, it is very difficult. But then there was that woman side of her. Mind you, we were only 15 years apart. So I get it to a certain extent of, yeah, but I don't want there to be a competition. It was more of like seen as a competition versus let's help each other. And that happens a lot in the industry. And I'll get back to the family thing right now, but that happens a lot in the industry, especially in my genre, in regional Mexican music. There has always been this idea of there's only one spot for a woman, only one, which is why it was so hard for me, not only because when I first started, I wasn't the best at singing. I was just starting, but because my mom was this monster beast of a singer and a personality and this persona that people constantly compared me to her. And they weren't giving me the opportunity of like, okay, my mom had 20 years under her belt. Of course, she sang beautifully, but she didn't always sing that way. And so people were very hard on me. And it was like, oh, you want to like take your mom's place? No, I don't. And I never will. And no one will ever take Selena's place or Juan Gabriel's place or Michael Jackson's place or John Lennon. Like, it just will never happen. Those are one of one. I just want to come here and do my own thing. But why does it have to be that? Why the comparison? Why can't I just be me and my mom be her? And putting that to the side, then once I got over that little hump and I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm kind of over that. Like, I know my mom, if she was here, she would freaking be the first to defend me, the first to support me. Like, I know it. But then I get in the industry and then there are other women that are older and have been in the game that won't do collabs with you or won't support you publicly, or they talk bad about you behind your back and give you this nice little smile in front of you, but they're saying all these things behind your back because you're the fresh meat. You know, you're the new kid on the block. And it freaking sucks. The amount of women that turned their back or turned the other cheek or didn't want to give me the opportunity, it's crazy. Which is why I made it part of my mission to help upcoming artists and people that I see, especially women, because there has to be more of that in our community. And I love my Latino people, don't get me wrong, but this is not to shame our community. This is to hopefully change and heal it because it's really freaking sad. But that's why I was like, I'm going to mark the difference. With the music that I'm making, I want to highlight Latinos. I want to help people. I want to highlight the hardworking people so that hopefully I start something, you know? And just to go back, because not all women were like that. I will tell you, Gloria Trevi and someone like Becky G, who's Becky G. Becky G is known internationally. And as soon as I asked her for a collab, there was no hesitation. And I'm so grateful for people like that because she didn't have to. And I don't have all the streams she has. But Becky's like, yeah, let's find the right song. And she just didn't say it like other people do. She said it. I sent the song and she said, out of these two songs, this is the one I like. Let's do this one. That was Jolene. Then we did Cuidadito because she's like, okay, cool. We did Jolene and she put me on her album. That is collaboration. That is true collaboration. It's not like, oh, you're less than me. You don't have the streams I have. Like, no, she was about like, I'm gonna do this. I like her. I appreciate her. I love her, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I can't speak for her, but the point is she did it. Another and I call her the madrina of my career, is Gloria Trevi. Gloria Trevi me dio la patadita de la suerte and said, hey, and I think I've told this story here before, but on one of my first presentations, or one of like the first ones, on one of like the big award shows, I think it was Premios Juventud, we did Pelo Suelto because I love that song. Voy a tener el pelo suelto. I know you guys know that song. If you don't, go listen to it. It's so amazing. Anyway, I grew up listening to that song. I did a remake, and she not only allowed me to sing her song, which is one of her popular songs, she gave me a song, which is La Malquerida. She said, here, I wrote this song and I want to give it to you. Here, go do something with it. And it's one of my popular songs. And she went and flew to Miami and sang the song with me. And it was one of my most iconic performances till this day. One of my favorites. And you know what she told me? She said, look, I know you're just starting, but I'm not going to make myself smaller for you, which means you need to step it up. And I took that as like, damn, that's a mother. That's someone that cares, that says, I'm here, but I'm going to go out there and perform my ass off. So you better do the same. And it was such a beautiful lesson because she didn't shrink, but she told me, come on. Like, she taught me something. And till this day, I can count on that woman for anything. Like, she is just amazing. So I know there are good people in the world. There are good people in the industry. So again, I'm not talking about everyone. And there isn't any need to drop names or try to shame anyone, because that's not what I want to do. I just am speaking from a place of reflection, because now, thank God, I'm strong enough to just shake it off. But there was a time when it really did affect me, and it made me really sad. And I'm like, how can I change this? How can I mark the difference? How can I be better? Now I'm doing it with my podcast, with my books, with my music, guys. Once you guys see the visuals for the music, you're going to understand it's all going to come together. And even with this episode, guys, like, this is my way of hopefully changing things, because it is a problem, whether we want to accept it or not. And maybe you have experienced it personally. Maybe you haven't, and I hope you have it. But we have to be better as a community. We have to uplift one another, support each other. And even if it's privately, doesn't have to be publicly, but to really just embrace one another and not feel like this person is going to take my place or my light, or like, no. The sun, el sol sale para todos. The sun comes out for all of us. We all have a special gift. We all have something to give in this world that is very different from the other person. Like, we don't have to always compete. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's wishful thinking. But I really feel that we can get to a place of peace when it comes to that, and know that we can do things together without dimming each other's light, or without feeling the need to shrink ourselves. It's not necessary. And I really feel this in my heart, because I don't want my child to go through what I've experienced. And of course, can't control that, but at least we're talking about it. And sometimes it is a little uncomfortable to talk about it. It's not always cute and pretty and peaches and cream, but this is real stuff that is happening in the world, and stuff that we need to express and deal with it and fix it ultimately. Now, let me go back to my notes. This is why I think this happens in our community. I think it could be colonial trauma. I think it is. This is from freaking years and centuries before us. So this is why we have to be different. The scarcity mindset, guys, is insane in our community, and we have to change that. Many of us grew up thinking there's only one seat at the table. that if someone else wins, I lose. Exactly what we just talked about. Even when it comes to money, it's like I constantly hear, I'm broke. I know. I don't. And I get you. Like, we don't always have the funds to get everything we want, but it's like if the more like we think we don't have enough, we will never have enough. And that's another episode. But anyway, let me keep going. Lighter skin is praised. We've talked about that before. I think I told you guys a story about my friend Brianna and how she posted a TikTok. She has 3 boys and she is light skinned. And you guys, I think, saw her here on the podcast when I had the visual before. But she's light. She has blonde hair and she has blue eyes, and her husband is a little darker complected. And they have 3 boys. And the eldest looks a lot like his dad. He's darker, brown eyes. And then the other 2 are a little lighter and they have colored eyes. And she said that she realized, or noticed, should I say, when they would go out, they would just look at the lighter green, blue-eyed boys and kind of ignore Charlie, her oldest. And she was talking about how much it hurt her and how it just sucks, how we do have to be better as a community. And it's true. I mean, I noticed it. Dang. I don't know if I should say this, guys, because this is in my family. I'll just say that. In my family, with certain family members, my mom's kids were favored because we were lighter. And we were beautiful because we were lighter. Versus other kids, some of my cousins in our family, were called prietos or weren't loved on as much because they were darker. And that's some crazy ass shit, guys. Like, I'm just like, what? It's crazy. I don't know why that is, but that needs to stop, guys. That is insane. Like, it's really sad and we need to do better. Like, that stuff affects people forever. It's not cool. Anyway, I'm moving on. Gender roles, you guys. We're taught to compete instead of collaborate, to be the best daughter, the wife, sister, and the mom. Generational pain. Our families didn't always have the tools to process insecurity. So it came out as control, comparison, or criticism. These are all things that we're breaking down why we think that this is happening in our community, okay? This is inherited. It's learned, but it can be unlearned, okay? And this is what we're doing now. We're unlearning. We're reprogramming because it's probably even something that happens subconsciously and we don't mean to do it. But I think if we speak about it the way we're doing today, it can really start changing. Hopefully, God willing. You know, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's loud, but that's what it is. Backhanded compliments. You know, we hear a lot like, la gorda, or el prieto, or, you know, like a lot of the Latino communities, that's kind of belittling. And it's like, oh, this is just a way of showing my love. Es un cariño. It's like a nickname out of love. But like, why not call them, you know, I don't know, like, something else, something more positive. I can't even think about what, but anyway, gossip is a huge thing that is disguised as concern. Like, the gossip is crazy, guys, but this is all stuff that adds to what I'm talking about that we need to just be more mindful about. Dismissing other Latina success. We talked about that as well. Competing over who has more followers, more money, more beauty, more validation, more likes. So over that. Judging someone for how they talk, how they dress, how they heal, none of your business. That's one thing that my life coach is teaching me again. It's not your business what they say, what they think about you. Like, it's not your business. If they like you or not, it's not your business. She's right. And it's not my business how they do their thing or not do their thing. It's not my business. I got to focus on my stuff. That's what we got to do. You know? And these are all wounds, not facts. And recognizing them is the first step to healing, guys, which is why I wanted to talk to you guys about this. And how do we heal? Real quick before we conclude this episode, how do we heal? Some examples, okay? We shift the culture by shifting ourselves. We shift ourselves first. It starts with ourselves. We celebrate others, even when we're still on our own journey. Check your own jealousy. Do a heart check with compassion, not shame. Say, okay, wait, am I jealous? And it's okay. We all feel a little bit of jealousy. It's okay. It's recognizing it and not letting that grow. I get it. I understand. Sometimes we feel a little insecure because there's a prettier girl standing next to us, or it's okay. We have something special and they're beautiful, and so are we in our own way. Okay. Support Latina owned businesses, music, art, healing spaces. Catch yourself when you compare and choose curiosity instead. Go to therapy. Y'all know I'm a huge advocate for therapy. Journal, love journaling. You pray, and we are breaking cycles, guys. We have to be intentional in wanting to break these cycles and be better, not only for ourselves and for today, but for the generations to come. We have to keep that in mind, guys. And just know that our success or your success does not threaten mine. Your success does not threaten mine. In fact, when you win, we all win, guys. And I know this might sound a little cliche and a little bit like, I don't know, mystical or whatever you want to call it, but it's true, guys. Like, we got to see it that way. Like, it's like when someone in the community wins, like, that's tight. We all freaking win. Like, that's amazing. And there is room, again, there is room for all of us. And we are so much stronger when we rise together. United we stand, divided we fall. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I have a lot to say, but all these topics are very important and very true to me. And I'm here to help in any way that I possibly can. And yeah, I mean, my vision for our culture, starting with myself, is ending the fake support, guys, ending silent envy, and healing what our parents and grandparents never could. And now to conclude, guys, if you have ever felt unsupported, judged, or criticized by your own people, I want you to know it's not your fault and you're not alone. I see you. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm here. And I'll be waiting here, right here on this chair, for the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. Let's do better, guys, together. Love you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.